When most people think about using AI for SEO, we immediately think of content creation. But in my opinion, the most strategic way of using AI for SEO is actually getting insights faster. And this will help you to unlock so many SEO opportunities you can't spot even when using SEO tools. Unlike the traditional reverse engineering SEO method that just mainly look at competitor ranked keywords, the backlink profiles, or other surface area, we can use AI to identify the hidden patterns Google's algo or other search engines actually rewards and detect subtle correlations. So first, use whatever AI that you like to analyze not just the content, but also the structured HTML codes across the top performers so that we can derive a success pattern. And then we compare our own content against these success formulas and to identify the opportunity gaps. And finally, ask AI to generate a detailed action plan based on these analysis or to generate the optimized versions directly. And there are 5 ways you can use this approach to spot hidden SEO opportunities. The first one is content gap analysis. What makes this approach different from the standard gap analysis we used to do is that you're not just analyzing the visual content, but also analyzing the underlying HTML codes to understand exactly what search engines see when crawling these top-ranked pages. For example, I'm optimizing my content for the keyword moving home checklist. Then the first thing we want to do is to collect a list of top 10 to 20 ranking URLs for these target keywords. You can either easily use Ahrefs or other SEO tools to export these top-ranked URLs, or directly go to the search result page and export them using the Chrome plugin SERP Snippet Extractor. Then review the list and pick those that are obviously comparable and worth doing analysis. So for example, if you see some highly ranked search results that are obviously well-known publications, media like this one, New York Times, organizations, marketplace, or Reddit, then I won't suggest you include them in your analysis as they often have super high domain authority that outrank lots of queries. Now we're gonna download the HTML source code. So go to viewpagesource.com, type in the URL, and then you can download the codes. Then on ChatGPT or any AI that you like, and if you prefer, you can even use reasoning models, attach all the HTML files and use this prompt to ask it to analyze these top ranking pages and identify areas like content structures, semantic patterns, topic coverage, as well as the schema markup. And now you will see the analysis is so detailed, like how most of them are using engaging page titles and not simply the keywords, and also the on-page header tags and how they're used across these pages. Topic coverage, formatting approach like including a download PDF checklist. It even analyzes some pages do use infographics or embedded videos, and also at a coding level like schema markups. So this is something you can only get by also feeding the AI with the source code. Then use this prompt to ask it to create a detailed and comprehensive content guidelines that covers all the areas analyzed. Then immediately you will have a ready-to-use content guidelines and with examples to follow. You can add in any more custom requirements and pass it to your editorial team to follow. We can even ask it to export into a Word file. Then let's say this is our content that rank on page 5 for the target keyword. And in the same chat, attach the HTML codes and ask it to compare it against the guideline and provide a detailed action plan. Then it will detail where our content falls short, like the page title is too generic, lack of good use of header tags, and the content UX issue. And finally, with a table with the action priorities, which is super useful. This method is mostly suitable for content type of pages, and I suggest you use it for mid or bottom funnel content pages optimization that gives you the biggest traffic ROI as AI search engines continue to eat up the informational queries. The next is SERP features optimization. There are so many SERP features: shopping, AI overviews, and feature snippet. And these are valuable ranking opportunities besides the standard search results. But each SERP features has its own specific ranking factors. And in this example, we focus on optimizing organic product titles for the organic product grid without needing to analyze the HTML codes. Let's say I have a e-store selling kitchen faucets, and I am optimizing my product feed so that my product listing have a chance to be shown on the organic product grid. So again, on Ahrefs or any SEO tools, type in your target keyword and identify the section of shopping and not shopping ads. So these are the organic product listing ranked for the shopping features on the search result page, and these are the product titles used. Then copy them. On ChatGPT, we will use this prompt and ask it to analyze these ranked product listing for the title structure, key product attributes used as well as the order, and to derive a success pattern, and then paste back the product titles you just copied. So immediately you will get the analysis like what are the title length, the most common product title format with the detailed pattern breakdown, and also what are the most important product attributes in their order like handle type and main features is a must. Then we can ask it to derive a success pattern that we can immediately apply. So start with brand, model, handle type, features, finish, and then the main keyword. Now let's say I'm optimizing the product feed for this e-store and I can paste a list of existing product titles used in the feed, or you can attach the complete product feed here and ask it to compare against this success formula and suggest the optimized versions, and then export them into an Excel file format with 2 columns. So you will see in the file there will be a list of updated product titles. So this is super handy to make bulk changes, and I would say for the best results, you should also fit it with some existing product data so the enhanced product titles will always align with the actual product features, or just as I said, you can even upload the complete product feed and ask for the bulk update. Organic product grade is only one of the search features. You can use the same approach to optimize other features like feature snippet, people also ask sections, image or video snippet. The concept is the same. The next, AI overwhelms optimization. What makes it such a headache for most SEO is because Google has not released official guidelines specifically for optimizing rankings in AI overwhelms. So this is why using AI is so helpful to reverse engineering what is working right now. For example, I'm trying to optimize this keyword stress-free wedding planning for Google AI overwhelms. So again, first we will extract the existing random search results on Google AI overwhelms. You can use this Chrome plugin, AI overwhelms link scraper, to easily extract these links and download as CSV file. And what I like is it will also extract the page title for you as well. Then again, we want to download all the HTML source code for these URLs so AI can do a more comprehensive analysis. Now on ChatGPT, load all the HTML source code and the exported Extractor file, and then use this prompt to do a thorough analysis to identify patterns like information presentation patterns, entity relationship, word counts, content authority signals, and then you will see it will give you a really detailed analysis, like they usually present information using direct statement, listable format, and using expert quotes, use of strong entity that signals the relevance like couple, vendors, values, and how they're related, and then also the word count pattern. Most of them are concise with bullet points takeaways, and also other analysis like leveraging content authority signal. Instantly, you can get an idea what are the areas that those top-ranked AI search results are doing great. Then we can ask it to base on these analyses and to create a comprehensive guide on the content pattern that can optimize the content for the AI overwhelms. So this is super useful because again, if you have an internal team, you can have a detailed guideline to follow with examples like how to present the information, word count, information for content authority signals. Now let's say we have this page and it's currently ranked in the top 10 for this target keyword. So theoretically, it should have a good potential to get cited on AI overwhelms results. So we will attach the full HTML codes for this page and ask ChatGPT to identify areas of improvement. And then you will get a list of actions that you can immediately apply, like how to add more immediate, scannable key takeaways for AI search engines, optimizing the entity relationships like couple, planner, vendor should be more closely tied together, and then strengthening the content authority signals like author, bio, and reference from other reputable wedding sources to optimize for AI search, and some other technical improvement. Of course, to rank on Google AI overwhelms, having a high domain authority is still a huge factor. But for some niche queries, like in this case, that are less competitive, or when your website is already ranked on top 10 on search results, then this method can make a significant difference. And even if you don't, you can still use this framework to ensure your content is AI search ready before you work on your domain authority improvement. The next, content strategy mapping. This is one of my favorite ways of using AI for SEO because AI is so useful in recognizing patterns from a massive set of unstructured data. So So the strategy is always based on real user data and not just some random search data. Let's say I'm doing content strategy building about home gardening. First, we need to collect a list of questions from the Google search result page. The reason why we don't directly ask AI to generate a top list of questions is that we want to make sure there is no hallucination and the analysis is always based on real user data. So on the search bar, use the search operator in title to filter search results on Reddit, and which also include our target topic and question word like how, what, where, etc. And this is one of my favorite ways to immediately get a list of commonly asked questions from real users on forums like Reddit, Quora. And together with this 2 Chrome extension, you will have a list of questions ready and then copy them into a spreadsheet. Now we're gonna attach the question list to ChatGPT and use this prompt to ask it to cluster these questions into clear intent categories and to create a visual intent map showing how these question clusters relate to each other. And so immediately you will get an intent map like this, and how AI helps you to map out the possible user journey path as they consume the different content cluster about home gardening. And if you find this is too complex to understand, you can refer to explanation from ChatGPT. That means usually users will start in home gardening and how they will transit to gardening setup, and the next stage growing and maintenance, and then troubleshooting as they gain more experience. And so how you can ensure your content planning process should cover this whole user journey, and what are the best content format for each stage. Now we can ask it to also show the top 3 questions, what makes content truly helpful, best content format, so we can have a clear content strategy map. And then you will see with this table, it will show you the topic cluster to build, what question you should address through your content cluster, and how to make them really useful with a clear progressions for the users from top of awareness to bottom funnel. To get the best results, collect as many real user questions or data that you can, like from Reddit, Quora, YouTube comments, Facebook comments, reviews, and your own data. The more real data that you get, the more quality content strategy map that you can build. The next, semantic relationship mapping. While content gap analysis focuses on the missing content topics, we can actually use AI to also identify hidden conceptual connections that Google recognizes but are not easily visible in the SEO tools. And this is so important to prepare your content for the AI search era. For example, I'm doing the semantic relationship analysis for the keyword or topic increase home value. Again, type the target keyword and then grab a list of top ranked pages using the plugin and download all the HTML source code. And then attach on ChatGPT and use this prompt to ask it to analyze these HTML files and identify the conceptual relationships between topics that don't share obvious keyword similarities, and to extract entity pairs that consistently appear together. And so to create a table mapping for these related concept pairs. And then you will see it will give you detailed analysis like what are the identified conceptual relationships, like the curb appeal always links to the first impression, and then the entity pairs like how bathroom upgrades are always mentioned together with resale value, and then how the hierarchy looks to give you the holistic view, like exterior improvement is a big one, and is always related to landscaping, painting the house, and finally the table summary, including how they're related together and where they're linked. Now let's say we have this article from bigger podcasts and we can ask it to compare it against these identified semantic relationships and to find out areas that we might have missed in our content or needs to be strengthened. And then to generate a table for ranked summary. Immediately it will pinpoint what entity relationship this content has missed, like landscaping for perceived home value is missed, and concepts that are treated separately but should be connected, like smart home tag is mentioned but it doesn't connect with energy saving, and also the entity relationship that is found on the top ranked pages but not in our article. And finally the table summarizing the top priorities areas, which is fantastic. But we are not done yet. We're gonna ask it to also base on this analysis and to create a detailed action plan for improvement. So finally you will have an action plan layout on how you should optimize each section to strengthen the missing entity relationship and where you should put this linkage, so you can improve not only the content relevance, but the overall content authority, because Google nowadays has moved beyond matching just keyword to understanding the concepts. Of course, there's so many AI-powered SEO tools out there that do something similar, but using this approach, you can build your own framework with customization instead of being locked into those proprietary SEO tools. And if you want, you can even fully optimize the whole process. So spend some time to fine-tune your own framework. What are the factors that are also important for a brand, and feed them into AI, so eventually you can build your own SEO analysis workflow. If you want more inspiration, you can join my community to unlock some more ways to use AI for SEO or content research. You will also find other featured content on my tester prompt I share on my channel. You can find the link in the description to join. And before you go, also check out this video on how to use AI like Perplexity to find potential keyword ideas faster. I will see you next time.